Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear humanity, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whichever section of the world or whichever part of the world you are in. Today, we are going to talk about the subject of health. When we say health, we are going to discuss, and the question in the mirror on the screen is, whose responsibility is it to look after your health? The question in the mirror on the screen is, whose responsibility is it to look after your health? Do you think it's a responsibility of a physician? Or do you think it's a responsibility of a general practitioner? Or do you think it's a responsibility of a hospital? Well, they have some responsibility, but those responsibility comes after you've become irresponsible. Young men and women, this message is directed to you individually. The message of health is directed to young men and women individually, because it's your responsibility as an individual to make sure that your health, your brain, your heart is in good health before a general practitioner comes in to say, or before you go to a GP and say, I don't feel well because of this and this. It is your responsibility as a young man, as a young woman, to make sure that your health is in good health. That the same way a young woman, the same way this is for young women, the same way you look in the mirror every morning and you look at your cheeks and you say, are they sparkling? Are they nice? Are they nice? It's the same responsibility to ensure that whatever that you eat does not harm your body. Whatever that you drink, whatever, that does not harm your body. And it's your responsibility to research about how to manage your health, how to look after your health in a way that you do not harm any part of your body. And then after harming your body, you have to hand over the responsibility of managing your body to either a physician or a doctor or someone else, which is that me as a doctor, my responsibility, or me as an ICU surgeon, my responsibility is to carry out a temporary procedure or a temporary operation to rectify or to try and put something that you have been responsible and caused your body to go into conflict or to cause harm, or you've caused harm to your body because of your own irresponsibilities about your own health. So the reason why I'm putting this subject on TV, on world screen, is mainly directed at young men and women. The message, the subject we're discussing, is directed at young women and men. Because tomorrow, these are already in the future. These are the children, they're preparing to have children tomorrow, and so on and so on. So it's very important that every human being understand their responsibility to their health. Individual, before a GP or a general practitioner comes into your life or enters into your system or whatever, you have to be responsible yourself to make sure that your health is managed by you in a manner that you don't cause harm to yourself or to others. One of the important things that you should know, that human health has been given what we call divine holy laws that governs human beings. Divine prescription and divine holy prescriptions and divine holy laws and divine holy directives that governs human beings. Among the divine laws and divine prescriptions that governs human beings, there's a law that prohibits human beings from the consumption of alcohol. We are going to look at the subject of alcohol because alcohol has been forbidden by a holy divine law, by He who created every human being. Why alcohol? Because alcohol is one of the common and most dangerous alcohol or drug or intoxicant that is used by human beings without knowing the dangers that are hidden in alcohol. Human beings have been exposed to to alcohol without knowing what are the dangers are hidden in alcohol. But because He who created every human being said, human beings have forbidden you from the consumption of alcohol. Why? One of the reasons is alcohol alters the genetic structure, or the alcohol alters the original birth genetic structures of a human being. Alcohol alters the original genetic birth structures of a human being, causing the entire body to lose its ability either to live a normal life, a human being to live a normal life. Because once your genetics are altered, your health becomes kind of you need a patch there to keep on going. So the only way for future generations to be able to manage their health in good health, their responsibility is to look at divine holy laws. How do they protect our human beings from diseases that are caused by alcohol? Because alcohol is a very, very deadly fuel for fueling the spread of disease in human beings. Alcohol is one of the deadliest fuel that drives disease in human beings at a speed that no man can put a measure to. And that's what alcohol alters the genetic birth structures of a human being. And that's too. And also alcohol kills every electrical spasm. Alcohol, once you consume alcohol as human beings, it kills the electrical sequencing, the electrical spasm and rotations of the sequencing, rotations of the electrical spasm in every red and white blood cells. So that causes damage to either the brain neurons, and once the brain neurons are damaged, also that affects other body organs, including kidneys, the heart, and so many other parts of the body. So it is very important, as we young men and women, to understand the dangers that are in alcohol, because by He who created human beings, Allah says, do not put alcohol in your bodies. Do not consume alcohol. As human beings, your bodies, as human beings, does not have the mechanisms and does not know how to remove alcohol toxin gunk from the body of a human being. So, it is very important, you as young men and women, to know that you should not consume alcohol at any cost. You should not put alcohol in your bodies, because once alcohol enters your body, your human body does not know how to remove alcohol toxic gunk from a human body. And the human body does not have the mechanism to remove alcohol toxic gunk in the human body. And also, alcohol kills and disables all electrical alcohol disables and kills the sequencing rotation cycles of red and white blood cells, which a red and white blood cell has what we call an electrical spasm that it carries to every part of the body in order the body to be able to work properly. Once the electrical spasm in the red and white blood cells are killed, that person's life becomes complicated. Because, first of all, if the electrical spasms or the red and white blood cells are disabled or killed, this is disabled, that means the brain neurons won't be able to function because they don't have electrical spasms to spark and manage the brain or the reflex of every nerve in your body. So your brain neurons are it goes into what we call a partial paralysis. Once the red and white blood cells are cut off, or the electrical spasms in red and white blood cells are cut off by alcohol or disabled by alcohol, the brain neurons are go into what we call a partial paralysis. And that partial paralysis is very deadly to a human brain or to a human body, because if you were to count like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, when the brain is in a state of partial paralysis, it causes irreversible damage to the brain and to the entire body. So that's why Allah said, human beings, do not consume alcohol. Do not put alcohol in your bodies. And that is a divine holy law. A divine holy law, which prevents it, because people who practice medicine today, they have something they say that prevention is better than cure. But Allah, who created you, says by a holy divine law to prevent you from losing your mind or losing or causing pain to every part of your body. He tells you, do not put alcohol in your body. Allah, who created you, preventing you from genetically altering your genetics. He says, do not drink alcohol, because alcohol alters the genetic birth structures of a human being, causing diseases which some become hereditary, like disorders and unexplained disorders in children. Some of these medical disorders are caused by the alteration of the genetics that are caused by alcohol, because once alcohol goes into in a woman's body, every element of alcohol toxic gunk goes straight into the ovaries of a woman, and it makes what we call a mucus on the lining of the ovaries, causing the ovaries, when an egg is put in the ovaries, instead of sitting on something that is clean, it sits on the alcohol toxic gunk lining of toxins that damages the egg in the ovaries. And once that egg gets sperm and fertilized, it will be genetically damaged or genetically altered because of the alcohol toxic gunk toxins in the ovaries of a woman. So Allah, who created you, set a law, a divine holy law, and said, do not consume alcohol, because your bodies does not have the mechanism, does not know how to remove alcohol toxic gunk from a human body. My people, this message is directed to young men and women, because the same way you fall in love, you look forward every day to fall in love with someone. The same way you should take responsibility to make sure that your heart is in good health. Because when you fall in love with someone, your responsibility is to make sure that that person is somehow healthy. Your responsibility, your responsibility to your heart is much, much more than to the responsibility of a girl that you think you love. You have to be healthy. You have to be in good health in order to enjoy any relationship with a woman. If your head is paining you because you had alcohol last night, you will look gloomy and you feel uncomfortable either way with your woman and so on and so on. So you won't be able to enjoy that relationship because you are unwell. So it's your responsibility to make sure that your health is in good health, that you don't emit what we call that ill things that are in you because of your mismanagement of your health. Because if a person drinks alcohol, these are the people who either they fight with their own family, their children, and so on and so on. And also the breath of an alcohol. If you are a woman and someone who drinks alcohol comes next to you, I think it is disgusting. So all these are things that makes alcohol unhealthy, and very, very unhealthy. And as I told you, it kills every electrical spasm in a human body, causing every damage to every part of every organ of on your body. And after causing damage to every organ in your body, it also embeds itself in every muscle. Once alcohol embeds itself in every muscle in your body, it has an effect which is like a decaying effect, or a decaying, boiling, rotting effect. That effect causes a disease called arthritis, and it destroys the muscle tissues by a decaying, rotting, a kind of boiling effect, causing the muscles of a human being to go into what? Degradation. Muscle degradation. That your muscles cannot renew, cannot grow properly. They cannot manage because alcohol gunk, toxins are in every part of your body, because once alcohol enters the human body, it cannot come out. The body does not have the mechanisms to remove alcohol. So the alcohol sits in your body, causing high blood pressure, causing your liver to die, causing your kidneys to die, causing your every part of you to become painful. Whereby, if you are drinking alcohol today and you are 20, by the age of 25 or 30, you'll be living in what we call a pain store. Your body becomes a pain store. Whereby, you are the manager of the pain store, you are the attendant of the pain store, and you are the beneficiary of the pain store. Whatever pain that your body gives off, it's you who suffer the pain. So my people, it is important, you as young men and women, to adhere, to follow the religion from which every part of your body, every muscle on your body was created. And that religion is Islam. Islam is the religion of the sun in the sky. Islam is the religion of the moon in the sky. And Islam is the religion of Mother Planet Earth. And with that, Allah set divine holy laws on how human beings should manage their bodies, should manage their lives in their societies without causing harm to others or to themselves. It is your responsibility as a young girl not to consume alcohol, because once you do, there's the chances of you having children with medical disorders are something like 87%. The chances of you having offspring with disorders because of you are drinking alcohol today, the chances are 87%. So it's your responsibility that young woman, young man, and before I go further, young men and women, young men especially, you know that you as young men, you love driving, you love enjoying yourself. Imagine when you go in a whatever you call places you have your alcohol from, you find yourself that you've drunk about how many, I can't say how many, but your head tells you, you're okay, you can't drive. So after drinking so much alcohol, you jump in a car because you say, you have a car. And you start driving at 140 kilometers per hour in a 20 speed limit zone. You are driving at 140 miles per hour in a 20 speed limit zone. So that's how alcohol alters, because it makes you lose any sense of accountability of yourself as well as the environment around you and everything around you. And for women, young women especially, my people, my mothers, whatever, it's your responsibility to ensure that no man plays on your mind that I'll buy you a bottle of champagne, because after you put any part of the champagne in your body, you will not know what is going on around you or around in the world. You will not know what is happening in the world, and you will not know what is going on. So you may be there to do things that you wouldn't like to see or you would like to do. So it's your responsibility, young women, because with women, young women, some not by natural law, women feel vulnerable whether they have put alcohol in their bodies or not. You imagine having had a bottle of alcohol or a bottle of champagne, and you are surrounded by a gang of young men, and they too are drunk. So what do you expect? I will not say what you look at. You look it from your point of view. I want you to look at what do you think these young men who are already drunk and they're with you, you are drunk. What do you think they will do to you? And you look beautiful. What do you think they will do to you? So, young women, alcohol has been forbidden by a divine holy law that do not put alcohol in your bodies, because your body does not have the mechanism to remove alcohol, toxic gas from the human body. And two, women, whatever alcohol you put in your body, all the toxic gas and toxin elements, they end up in your ovaries, making themselves a lining of the ovaries. Once an egg enters your ovaries, it's trapped in the gunk of toxic alcohol, toxin gunk, as a mucus that lies lining in the ovaries, causing the alteration of the genetic of your egg or your offspring, which translates like your child may come to this planet with a medical disorder, a medical disorder which can be either severe or mild, depending. But it doesn't matter whether it's mild or severe. They are all disorders that shouldn't be in human beings. So, young women, again, I'll point to you. It's your responsibility not to put alcohol in your body, because alcohol kills electrical spasms in your red and white blood system. Those electrical spasms in your red and white blood cells is responsible and has what we call a celestial a celestial kind of a celestial connection to your body, because it interacts with the moon, so that your body it changes and tells you that it's time for you to have menstrual cycles. Once that electrospasm, rotation cycles, or frequency rotation cycles in your red blood cells and red and white blood cells is disabled by alcohol, your body's ability to regulate to go into menstrual cycles may be either be cut off completely, and you won't be able to you won't be able to go into your menstrual cycles, or if the menstrual cycle occur, they will be painful, very, very painful. And if they are painful, as well as what we call as I showed you, the chances of you giving birth to a child who has a medical disorder are 87%. So, young women, I beg and I want you to understand my cry for what is going on planet Earth. Every one of you out there, your lives have been mismanaged, misdirected, either by you individual or by what we call ideologies that have been taught to you that this is your way of life. Your way of life is very